Boom, we're live. No, actually we're not, we're pre-recorded, but this is fun. We're gonna be pre-recorded for the next few videos until we go live again. Obviously, it's kind of like the key situation. The keys are always in the last place you look, and that's why you don't lose them. Anyways. Nonetheless, we're dropping in to look at something that's super important today. Binance, one of the major crypto exchanges, announced it is going to be updating its terms of service, which noticeably includes the restriction of service to United States-based individual and corporate traders. This restriction follows yesterday's news that the company is launching a separate, fully regulated fiat to crypto platform in the US market. This is actually a plus, although it is a little bit of a deterrent in the intermediary. So today's announcement provides a timeline for the new terms that come into the effect, specifying essentially that after the 90 days effective on the 12th of September 2019, users who are not in accordance with Binance terms of use will continue to have to access their wallets and funds, but will no longer be able to trade or deposit on Binance. So again, for anyone in the United States, you have till September 12th to basically exit into the new platform or find somewhere else to trade. So while the use of the virtual private network could ostensibly allow users to circumvent these new restrictions, such as the VPNs, it says non-verified users are remains capped at 2 Bitcoin in and out for the next 24-hour period, which is actually one of the standards they had in there before. They're also saying that some of this threshold would require the users to provide evidence that they're actually complying with the platform's terms of service. And so in a tweet published yesterday, Binance CEO CZ said of the new exchange involving the global structure, some short-term pains obviously may be necessary for long-term gains, and we always work hard at every turn to ensure that these things are the way it is. So this is actually noticeable. We had noticed this in a bunch of other exchanges over the last few days as well. For those of you that are in the private or even the regular bear den, you would have very likely noticed that this is actually happening to a few other exchanges around the market anyways. It was not entirely new. So the important part here, I think, is to recognize that regulation is going to play a part in adoption. Now, this is one of the downsides. It's actually one of my only arguments against Bitcoin at this particular moment, is that it's already out of the hands of the few, out of the hands of the many and into the hands of the few. And this is not really why I signed up for this game. It's not really what I was excited about. It's nice to see a financial revolution, although who owns the gold tickets when those tickets start to run out kind of puts everyone's wealthy pockets back at the top again. I'm not complaining about being in the potential 1%, but I've been there before, and it's the same problem we've always had, is that we need to get this technology and infrastructure into the hands of the many, not just the few. So as reported yesterday, Binance is actually establishing the US platform in partnership with the BAM Trading Services, which was approved by the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or FinCEN. Again, a huge part of this is going to come down to the fact that regulation is going to play a major part, especially in the larger markets such as the United States. Here you have regulatory bodies that have always only ever been reactionary. They've never been able to be ahead of the curve because they just simply don't understand it. Just, I guess, very noticeably so when countries go out to say they're going to ban Bitcoin, yet they don't realize that is impossible to do. So we dive in just a little bit further here. Binance has also revealed that they're going to be introducing their own stable coins pegged to different fiat currencies, with the exception of the US dollar. And they also said in the wider group to Huobi as well, the operator of the flagship global crypto exchange launched the US-based strategic partner trading pair last year, dubbed HBUS, and later rebranded as Huobi.com. Now again, what's important here is to notice that regulation is going to start sweeping in the United States, and one of the biggest markets. We hear whispers of the birdies in the background of the Middle East doing the same thing with some of their larger financial institutions. Again, remember, these guys have sometimes billions of dollars in assets under management. It's extremely important to keep an eye on these things. So with that in mind, I just wanted to drop in. I guess we're testing a few things out, mostly getting back to making videos on the phone, producing videos on the Canon, and then even going live. We want to make sure we have all the things up to date, so that way when we come in with you guys again over the next few months, we have everything lined up and ready to go. Remember, give us the thumbs down if we produce shitty content, but if you like what we do, give us the thumbs up. Leave your comments, your thoughts, and your questions down below. Go to arcanebear.com/club if you're interested in joining our private den members, but only for the non-faint of heart and for the intellectually strong. We like to reserve that place for those. If you're just wandering around, again, the best thing we think anyone can do is aggregate as much content as possible, which is to try to hear everybody and listen to no one. This is Tio with the Arcane Bear signing off for one more time today. Thank you guys.